Let's have a look at how we can deal with frustration and disappointment. I think it's true that all of us can feel these things from time to time, but it seems to me that the more successful people tend to be able to deal with them better. Now, I've got 3 different strategies for you, and I'm going to put these into 3 different videos. I'm also going to share with you a really simple idea that was given to me by someone who's very successful. And he said that once he understood this and once he started to implement it, that's when he moved from being good at what he did to being very good at what he did. I'm not quite sure yet where that's going to fit in with this series of 3, but it's going to be in there somewhere for you. So a bit of background on why this particular topic. I have a lot of friends and I do a lot of work with people who work in the network marketing industry, and it's an industry that for some reason tends to get a little bit of bad press from time to time, and I don't really understand why. It's from the inside it's a really good business model, and it tends to attract really good people who just want to make a better life for themselves. But I'm digressing off the point a little bit. The question was asked by people who work in that industry: how can we better deal with frustration and disappointment? It seems that there's a group of people who join the industry, they've got great intentions and they've got all the talent that they need. And then some things happen, they get frustrated and disappointed by those things, and then some of them leave, which is a great shame because they've got everything that they wanted right in front of them. And then there's another group of people who join, they've got all the talent that they need, they've got all the enthusiasm that they need, and the exact same set of circumstances happen to them, but for some reason they're better able to deal with the frustration and disappointment, and they thrive. So what's the difference? So let's talk about the first of the 3 strategies that I've got for you. And I'm going to borrow a model from Stephen Covey, who wrote the best-selling book, The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. Covey talks about a model that he calls the circle of control. And he draws 3 circles inside each other, and in the centre circle he writes the word control. And this is to represent any area of our life that we have 100% complete control over. Moving out from there, the next circle is the circle of influence. And this is any area of our life where we've got a degree of control but not 100% control. An example might be, do I have 100% control over the car that I drive? And the answer to that is no, because there's cars out there that I don't have enough money to buy. So while I have some influence over, out of a range of cars I have some control, but I don't have 100% complete control. So I have influence over these things, but not control. So moving out even further, the outer circle is the circle of concern. And these are the things in life that we've got absolutely no control over. Or to use a good old Yorkshire phrase, the things in life that we can do bugger all about. And when you think about it, there's quite a lot of those. We can't control the weather, we can't control the traffic, we can't control the economy. It might be true that some people have some influence over the economy. For most of us, we have absolutely zero control. So there you go. It's a very simple model. It's very easy to understand, but what can we do with it? If you find yourself getting frustrated or disappointed, just ask yourself these questions. What is happening here that I have complete control over? What do I have some influence over? And what is happening here that I have absolutely no control over at all? Now, Stephen Covey says that the most successful people in life spend most of their time focusing on and working on the things that they have complete control over. They spend some of their time focusing on thinking about and doing things that they have some influence over. And if we work hard enough on those things, perhaps after time they might become things that we can control. But here's the thing, the most successful people spend almost no time working on, thinking about and focusing on things that they have no control over. So let's take this back to network marketing. If you make an appointment to meet with someone and they do not turn up, you have zero control over that. And if you choose to focus on that fact, you will become frustrated and disappointed as a result. But this is not about people not turning up for appointments, because those people who choose to focus on things that they can't control and become frustrated as a result of it always focus on things that they can't control and always become frustrated as a result of it. And they spend their whole life being frustrated and upset by things that they have zero control over. The disappointment, the frustration is not in the circumstances, it is in here. And you can go and do something else and that disappointment and frustration will come with you. You have to learn to deal with it. So here's a simple strategy. You've got to have a conversation with yourself about this, and it might go something along these lines. And I would suggest you actually have both sides of this conversation inside your head. So it might go something like this. How do I feel? I feel frustrated, upset, disappointed, and angry and rejected. Okay, what is it that you feel disappointed, rejected, frustrated, upset, and angry about? I made an appointment to see Bob. I drove for 30 minutes to get here. He didn't show up and he didn't even have the decency to let me know. Now, I've got to be careful at this point. Don't go into story mode. You don't need a lot of detail. Just stick to the bare facts. So then you might continue, do I have control over Bob's actions? No, I don't. Okay, so am I going to continue to focus on Bob's actions, which is going to leave me feeling like this, or am I going to choose to focus on something else? It's an obvious choice, isn't it? You've got to focus on something that you can control. So then the next part of the conversation is, what is it that I can control here? And this is where you've got to get creative. So here's an example. I was expecting to be with Bob for an hour tonight. So I'm going to sit in my car now for 30 minutes. I'm going to make some phone calls and arrange to meet with some other people. I'm going to drive home. I'll be home 30 minutes earlier than I expected. That gives me some quality time at home with my other half. Turns out it's quite a result, really. Now, if you're in the middle of a pity party with yourself, it can be really hard to make that decision to focus on something else. And it can be really easy to justify to yourself why you're feeling like this. So here's a great little strategy that was given to me by somebody who's a real master at turning these things around. Another simple little question you ask yourself. How much of my life am I prepared to waste on feeling like this? And then you come up with a time limit. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, up to you. But make a bargain with yourself that you're going to feel pissed for that amount of time. And at the end of it, you're going to focus on something more productive. And actually do it. Get your phone out, set a timer for 5 minutes and say, right, I am now going to be as pissed as I can about Bob not turning up on time. And at the end of it, I'm going to get over it. And you sit there and you be pissed at Bob. And it's really hard to take it serious, and I'm pretty sure you won't make it to 5 minutes. But if you do, at the end of it, stick to your side of the bargain. Right, that's done. I've had my moment, and now I'm going to focus on something that's going to be more productive for me. So here's the 30-second takeaway. If you spend your life worrying about things and trying to change things that you have no control over, you will spend your life being frustrated, upset, angry, and disappointed. Check back in a couple of days. I've got another strategy for you, because it's always good to have more than one way of doing things.